What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, the Kentucky Derby preps roll on this Saturday. Let's go to Fairgrounds, Saturday, December 21st. Race 7 on the card. It is the Gunrunner Stakes, and it is a field of just 5 again, and that is disappointing. We had Los Alamitos Futurity that had 5, and now the Gunrunner has 5. I don't know what's going on. I hate it, but it is what it is, and here we are. So it's race 7 on the card. Like I said, we're going a mile and 16th here for the Colts on the dirt, obviously Colts field of 5. So let's go through them. This will be a quick preview for you guys. We'll go through all 5 of them, and then we'll pick a winner. So we'll start with the number 1, Built, who draws the rail here, and that should be okay because I think this is the horse that's going to go to the lead. So 4th, beaten 9 3/4 on debut for Built. He was defeated by East Avenue that day. So good horse, tough race, obviously. Second time out at Keeneland, stretched out to 7 furlongs and was able to get the job done with a 1.5 length victory. Beat Render Judgment, who we're going to talk about here in just a second. So pretty good win under the belt there. 2 races, 2 wins, or 2 races, 1 win. Both efforts weren't bad. That's what if I could try to speak correctly today. So we'll see what happens with this Catalano runner here. Going to get the lead. I don't know. I think this field, they kind of look the same when you kind of break them down. So I think this one does kind of have a little bit of a chance. I kind of like the rail draw for Built. I think get out to the front, try to take him gate to wire. The number 2 is Render Judgment. This Kenny McPeak trainee was second, beating a length and a half, like we just said, to Built, in that debut race. Came back and ran a mile and a 16th, the distance of today's race, and was able to win at Churchill Downs in a maiden special weight, and then tried the Kentucky Jockey Club next time out. Got beat 8.5. Not that good of a race from him, from Render Judgment. Thought he would run a little bit better that day, just didn't. So coming into this one, gonna need to kind of prove that he can run against Stinks Company. I do think this is a easier field, so that's good news, but I think I prefer Built over Render Judgment in this spot. The number 3 is Magnitude. This is an experienced horse, 4 races under the belt of Magnitude. He is the most experienced runner in the race. He was 4th on debut, going 5.5 furlongs at Churchill Downs, stretched out to 7 furlongs in his next start, was able to get the job done and win by 5 3/4 at Ellis Park. Went to Churchill to run in the Iroquois next and did little running, got 7th, beaten 12. And then an allowance at Churchill Downs last time out, going this distance, was able to get the job done and win by a length. So, 2 races with victories in 2 races where he wasn't close. I do like that he stretched out to a mile and 16th when won right there at Churchill. I think he's the other horse that's going to be out towards the front. The 2 races where this horse did well, he was on the lead or right near it. So I think it's the 1 and 3 going to go out there. I'm going to lean on the 3. I like the 3 just a little bit better than the 1. So as we go so far, I think number 3, Magnitudes, who I like the best. The number 4 is Chris's Revenge. This is the one that I do think is an outsider compared to the other ones. I don't like this one much. Got 5th in a maiden special weight at Belmont at the Big A on debut before winning by a length and 3/4 at Belmont at the Big A in a maiden special weight 2 races back, and then last time out was 4th in a starter allowance at Churchill Downs. Not much interest from me. I think this is clearly the quote-unquote worst horse in the field. I think it is important to note at Los Alamitos, we had 2 maidens in a field of 5. At least we don't have maidens here, so that's good news. And then finally, the number 5, Admiral Dennis. And if you've been watching the Kentucky Derby videos that I do, I've had Admiral Dennis ranked here and there during the last 4 or 5 weeks. If you missed the debut, it was a horrific ride, horrific trip, however you want to put it. Got 3rd, beaten 2. You really felt like the whole stretch, though, he was probably the best horse. Last time out, stretched out to a mile. It's still a 1-turn mile there at Churchill Downs, but did stretch out to a mile and was a winner by 3.5 lengths. And if you watch that race, jockey Luis Saez, they changed to Luis Saez. He just kept the horse out really wide and said, hey, he's the best horse. Just let him do his thing. He really started to hit his stride when he got to the wire. So I think this mile and 16th distance is going to be good. The horse is by constitution out of a Union Rags mare. So all signs are really strong for me. Plus, Luis Saez will get aboard in this spot. I love that as well. So number 5, Admiral Dennis. Look, he seems to be a real serious horse. we'll kind of see if he can, pass the first test here. Well, like always, it feels like with these fairground races, especially the early ones, as we get later, maybe not so much, but the first couple, like the LeCompte and this race, the Gun Runner, it always kind of feels like a Brad Cox versus Steve Asmussen situation. And I think that's what we have here. The way I see this unfolding, the 3 Magnitude and the 1 Built are going to go out in front. I think Magnitude will kind of start to ease away from Built a little bit, and they'll have to hold off Admiral Dennis. And I think Admiral Dennis will kind of sit in third, sit just right behind him. I think Admiral Dennis will go get him. So I'm going to go number 5, Admiral Dennis on top to win this race. I'm going to go number 3, Magnitude, in second, if you kind of got the drift there. So I think the Cox-Asmussen battle rages on. I would not be shocked if that flips and it's 3-5 instead of 5-3, but I'm going to go with the horse I think has the most upside and the most talent, and that's the number 5, Admiral Dennis. All right, short preview, but what more can you really say? It's just a field of 5. So, all right, guys, thanks everybody for watching this video. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit subscribe. You really like it when I get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're betting fairgrounds on Saturday.